Yeah, it's Monday. Yeah, it's morning.
And it's macabre. Listen, guys. Daddy had a little vacay, all right?
Listen, Dar's dad had a little
When you got two kids, you gotta have a vacay. And what that means is you say you're going out for smokes, and then you just don't come back.
Hey.
Hey, oh, wait.
But how were those smokes?
The cashier made me smoke the whole pack. And I said...
Made you smoke the whole pack?
I said, this is a good learning lesson. No, I don't smoke. Don't smoke. Don't smoke cigarettes.
Don't smoke.
Good.
Unless you're trying to look really cool.
But I was on a little vacay and did not bring any recording apparati.
Ooh.
And so if you want to come to somebody's house and burn it to the ground and yell at them for not getting your little podcast out on time, blame me.
Blame Dars.
Blame me.
Blame Canada.
But you know what? If you burn my house down, that means no more. So I got you by the balls.
Really got you by the balls. That's how they do it at Slinging Dingers. They get you by the balls.
They get you by the balls. Slinging Dingers is the balls. But hey, everybody, welcome back to another edition of Listen to Two Doofuses Talk About Something that makes us sad or intrigued.
Yes.
Or
my two favorite emotions.
Sagtreed? Intrigued? Either way. Scones,
we'll
how was your weekend?
Me?
Yeah, you? No, the other Scones.
Tight. I also went to the beach each.
Ooh.
I got away.
Way? What are they going to say?
So, yeah, just had some good food, had some mac and cheese. Things were looking up.
That's the best food there is, baby.
Things were looking up for the old... Everything came up
scones.
Yep. My ankles are wet, but my pant cuffs are bone dry.
And that is what's going to be written on your grave.
Oh, God!
Oh, there goes everything coming up with scones.
Oh, I had to say it.
What happened?
My shoulder started bothering me, and I went to stretch my arm and knocked everything off my desk.
Oof. Yeah, that's why I got rid of my shoulders years ago.
All over the floor.
I said shoulders are for the birds, dude. You don't need them.
Dude, I wish I didn't have my left shoulder. This thing's
my arms are attached directly to my rib cage.
That'd be sick. You're
it's
like
super
a little
dope.
kid's drawing.
Yeah. Hazel came back and was like, "This is what Daddy looks like," and I was like, "I need to make this reality."
You have perfected the human form.
Yeah, I've got very thin legs and a very box-like torso.
Ripped up, torn shoulder like a kushtaka, dude.
Yo, I'm glad you brought it up.
Dude. Yeah, listen to last week's episode if you want to know what that fucking means.
Listen all the way through because it's not till the end. Yeah, I also went to the beach. Actually, I didn't go to the beach. I take that back. Oh. I had to work while my in-laws and wife and children went to the beach, and then to the arcade.
Squidward watching SpongeBob and Patrick.
Exactly. And I was just like sitting in a room with my computer.
That's a bummer.
Typing away. It is a bummer, but you know what, Scones? I wrote some great code. Okay.
Nice.
Well, all of my comments were just
you didn't miss much.
Yeah, it's sand and water. I can get that at home.
Yeah, and if you're a pale fellow like me, you kind of just wrap yourself in towels and sit there and bake in the sun.
Yeah, you look like what a vampire would look like at the beach.
Yeah, I'm just a pastelle. The thing's wrapped in like banana leaves. That's it.
I don't know what that means, but I like it. Sounds like a fancy food. Is it a fancy food?
Feast.
I need you to give me an idea of what it is.
Yeah, it's. I know it's probably in a lot of Latin American cultures, but I know it from Puerto Rican food, and it's cooked. It's like delicious, kind of like almost like a meat pie cooked inside banana leaf. It's delicious. And then you get it, and there's a little string, and you untie it, and you open the banana leaf. It's fun. It's a good time.
That sounds
kind of like lobster. There's like a little fun thing you have to get through to get your sweet food.
We should live stream banana leaf. What is it called? It's called like a
pastelle.
Pastelle?
I might be using that. I'm pretty sure it's a pastelle.
Is it 2 L? Is it like a pastella or something? Is it like a deal like that? We just sound so white right now.
White as hell, but I already kind of got that out of the way by saying I have to wrap myself in towels. I have to mummify myself anytime I lay down at the beach.
Yumsy mumsy is what everyone says when they see
I don't
him.
tan, so I just stopped trying a long time ago.
Yeah, I was like, give me those real good I just sunburn my entire childhood, so like I have like 45-year-old man wrinkles at like 20.
Hell yeah, dude.
And that's the way I'm living life, baby.
Yep.
So yeah, that's we both had really great weekends. I hope, listener, tell us about your weekend.
Yeah, tell us about your weekend or the upcoming weekend where we're gonna get Jimmy's ass.
Ooh, Jimmy, quite country.
Got a great ass.
We got a buddy's 30th birthday.
30th birthday party.
Now, Scones, you just had your 30th birthday. He's having his 30th birthday, and I'm never having one.
Nope.
I'm so young and spry, and I'm gonna
except your skin, as you mentioned.
Except my skin, yeah. My skin's been on like 3 tours in the sandbox, but my brain is
3 tours
still
in the
young.
Sandbox, dude.
So
something I found out. I sent it to you on Instagram, but I don't know if you saw it. Apparently, Steven Seagal.
Oh yes, I did see
made
this.
some music. He made Jamaican dancehall music.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't know what Jamaican dancehall music, the most famous Jamaican dancehall artist of all time is Sean Paul.
Is that Is that Jamaican dancehall? Is he
like Temperature? Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah,
that's what that is. Sean Kingston has some songs that are like that, but it's a very popular genre there. And for some reason, white ass Steven Seagal
like, I need to get it on
like,
this.
let me do this. So he's awful, but he's done so many awful things in such a diverse way.
He really is. It's like he is the like God's like, we need a human that we can just test stuff on for like debugging purposes. And we're going to use Steven Seagal just to do everything.
And the video of him, if you don't know who Steven Seagal is, look him up. He was like an action star, kind of like a B action star back in the 80s.
Yeah, I mean he's everyone.
But he's
if you don't know Steven Seagal, you're doomed.
He takes himself wildly seriously in the worst possible way. And there's like videos of him like at judo competitions being like, attack me, and everyone runs at him and pretends to like flip over.
And they all like fall over.
He fixes these things to make it look like he's like some weird martial arts master.
Or have you seen the clip of him in like I don't know if it was a film or what it was, where he was like a soldier, and it's like him moving tactically through a building. Like it's so bad.
Oh no,
it's very funny. Yeah, Steven Seagal's a lunatic.
Absolute crazy person.
But
he's up there with Gary Busey for like just crazy people, dude.
He's somebody who does what he wants to do, and
he pays other people to make him look good at that.
He's made enough money that he can do that. So, like, who am I to?
I don't condone him attempting to use a full Jamaican accent in his dancehall song.
That's where it went wrong. You're free to make a dancehall song. Just don't put on the really bad Jamaican accent.
Oh,
and
God.
You're golden.
And he's saying like nonsense. Like it's not even like he's saying words with a Jamaican accent. He's just like riffing like syllables. I don't know. Anyway, that's what I found out. That's what I should have led the fucking program.
You should have opened. We shouldn't have been like, it's Monday, it's morning. You should have been like, listen.
We should have just opened with that song.
Big news. Well, Scones, I have something for you.
Oh.
Speaking of riffing on things.
Yeah, let's riff.
I got a All That's Interesting article. That's my new noise. This is about a 1963 railway heist. Scones. So put on your Ocean's 11 hat. Because today we're talking about the Great Train Robbery of 1963. The biggest railway heist of all time. Band. Be polite and play those pipes.
I can't believe how polite they were when they did that.
They were so polite. They're like, "Excuse me, is it okay if is this decibel level?
Yeah.
All
the
right?"
drummer offered his seat to an old woman. I couldn't believe that.
And then crossed the road with her in the drum set. Really impressive. He picked
While
up every piece of drums. Yeah. So this is an article by Amber Breeze, edited by Matt Crabtree.
Oh, I love those people.
Yeah, they're my favorite author
They're the best
and editor
in the
combo.
biz.
So
do you think they get mixed around, authors and editors? Do you think they're like partners? Like there is an author editor combo?
Yeah, I think it's a package deal, dude.
You got it.
I think it's like Batman and Robin.
It has to be. Wait, who's Batman?
The author.
Okay.
Editors out there are fuming. So on August 8th, 1963, 15 men raided a postal train passing through a small English town, making off with the modern-day equivalent of $58 million in what's known to this day as the Great Train Robbery.
That's a lot more money than I expected.
That's a lot of sugar, baby.
That's so much sugar, baby.
What if that became my new phrase?
That's a lot of sugar, baby. But you used it for anything we talked about. I could be like, yeah, and he murdered 17 people.
Like, oh, that's a lot of sugar, baby. Or like just eating a good steak. It's so versatile.
It is. It's like the F word. You just use it in a lot of different
sugar,
ways.
Baby. It's just how you like the inflection you put on it is what matters. Like I'll go to a funeral and like shake the widow's hand and be like, "That's a lot of sugar, baby."
That's a lot of sugar, baby.
Baby. That's quite a.
I knew your husband well, and he had a lot of sugar.
He had a lot of sugar, baby. It's like, are you hitting on me or what is happening?
Yeah.
Be like, there's a lot of sugar, baby.
Well, let's just say there's a lot of sugar, baby.
Let's just say, there's enough sugar to go around, baby.
Listen, baby.
Baby, please.
There's a lot of sugar.
Something being put away in the cop car. Anyway.
No, babies, you don't understand. It was so much sugar.
There's so much sugar. I'm not resisting.
I demand a lawyer, baby.
All right. So during the early morning of August 8th, 1963, a British postal train traveling from Scotland to England suddenly stopped at a red signal in a small village.
I picture the Hogwarts Express.
Yeah. So the 15 men were flying in Ron's convertible.
Oh, no.
The Weasley's car was flying at the train.
Now, speaking of a family that has a lot of sugar, baby.
Yeah. That's, I mean, they've got the whole, they got
Thank
Gringotts.
God for the Irish.
Oh, man, a second Weasley car has hit the tower. So when the train's co-engineer stepped out to investigate the issue, masked men attacked him and took control of the train. In total, 15 masked assailants cracked open the train's car and stole $2.6 million, equivalent to $58 million today.
It's a
lot of sugar, baby.
There it is.
The brash heist is known as the Great Train Robbery and is still the largest train robbery in history.
Wow.
The night of the Great Train Robbery.
I gotta know.
Around 3 a.m. on August 8th, a British mail train traveling from Glasgow to London stopped at a red signal near Cheddington, England. The co-engineer of the train, David Whitby, jumped from the lead car to investigate the signal that had delayed them. When he got close, he noticed a leather glove lying against the light. A 6-volt battery also hung from the contraption. Whitby went to make a call to the rail line to see what the issue was, but he noticed that someone had cut the phone lines.
Oh.
They're inside the car.
Confused at this point, you're just like, fuck. Like, you know what it is.
Yeah, you're like, oh no, I'm in a movie.
It's every train conductor's nightmare. It's
There's
like
about
a bunch
to be
of
a lot
cowboys.
of sugar on this train.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, even modern, you get in the Amtrak and they're like, are we clear of cowboys hooting and hollering?
First question you ask in MBTA school is you raise your hand at the Department of Transportation. You say, have we cleared out the cowboy gangs? Are we sure?
Like masked men on horseback, right? Have you checked the tops of the trains? They like the tops of the trains.
310 to Yuma. I know what this is.
Oh, man. Dude, 311 to Yuma?
Dude, whoa.
Whoa.
Investigate 311, dude.
Yuma is the color of your energy. Whitby went to make a call to the rail line to see what the issue was, but he noticed that someone had cut the phone lines. Confused at what he was seeing, Whitby started making his way back to the train, but was quickly interrupted by a hand clamping down his arm. "If you shout, I will kill you," a strange man told him, according to Smithsonian Magazine.
He gave him the clamps?
Yeah, they literally clamped them.
He clamped them.
Several masked men then emerged from the shadows, accompanying Whitby back to the lead car, where head engineer Jack Mills was waiting, unaware of the danger. The masked men rushed into the car with a cudgel and began beating Mills over the head until he became unconscious.
Oh, man. Which is clamping to cudgeon?
That's a weird way to phrase that. Until he became unconscious. Like, it's a
Until
decision.
He decided to be unconscious.
Until his brain decided to not be conscious no longer.
Until he moved from the state of consciousness
to that
gracefully
sweet.
to the state of unconsciousness.
And that's a lot of sugar.
Did a British person write this? That feels like a British thing to say.
It does sound... That's a good question. Is Breeze British? Who knows? The Great Train Robbery had begun. Bam, ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum, ba-da. Yeah, that would be another thing for the train conductor. I'd be like, is this music specifically playing anywhere outside?
What would British cowboy robbers look like? Would they have like the tri-cornered hat?
Ooh.
And they'd bust in with like
in 1963.
With a musket and be like, "What's all this then?"
What's going on in here, Babs? They're all like Cockney for some reason.
Yes. Yep.
This is. Are we stereotyping? We might be.
British people. I don't think they're an oppressed group, so I think we're fine.
They deserve it. Is what Scones is
again.
saying.
It's like they're, I think, famously oppressors.
I don't know, dude. That's a lot of sugar, baby.
Right, well, British people will come up to me and tell me, "Hey, I don't appreciate you using our accent." Then I'll think about it.
If we get a DM, we'll cut it out. Conducting the most lucrative robbery in history. After seizing control of the lead car, the men detached the first two cars from the 12-car train. Then, they realized they had a problem on their hands. The robber in their ranks assigned with learning to drive a train realized the mail locomotive was much more complex. He used like...
Fuck!
He's like, whoa, I used a leapfrog for this. This thing's really weird.
This is way different than the model.
So this is hilarious. This is very Benny Hill, but they needed Mill, who was the lead engineer that they just beat the shit out of. So, recognizing this issue, the men roused Mills from his semi-consciousness and forced him to drive the train half a mile down the track as he bled. Which is so funny. They're like, "Hey, I know we just beat the crap out of you, but like,
so
we need someone to drive this thing."
Drive? I thought he
Benny was gonna be good for this, but he apparently did not.
Like, I thought Nigel was going to drive, and he's in a full knight armor.
Yeah, he is an ironclad knight.
And then there's another guy with a top hat and a monocle sipping tea.
We've covered all of the eras. So more men emerged from the darkness using iron tools to force the second car's door open. They subdued... Oh, sorry. So they get him to drive the train half a mile down the track as he bled. There, more masked men awaited the train's arrival at Bridigo Bridge in Ledburn. More men emerged from the darkness using iron tools to force the second car's door open. They subdued the staff inside and quickly formed a human chain, transporting bags of money from train to their vehicles. In total, the men lugged 120 sacks of cash out of the train and into 3 vehicles.
Dude, that's hardcore.
That is hardcore. A military truck and 2 Range Rovers. Also, it's got like kind of Sleeping Beauty dwarf vibes when they're all just like in a chain throwing sacks from one to another. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm imagining is going on. So the robbery of this train was no crime of opportunity. The weekend prior to the theft had been a bank holiday, resulting in a buildup of mail and cash-filled envelopes. The men knew that if they managed to pull it off, the robbery would be very lucrative. That's a lot of
lucrative, isn't it?
Oh, that's a lot of sugar, baby.
Bank holiday is a very British thing.
Yeah, that's
Does anyone in the world call it a bank holiday, like a federal holiday, a bank holiday?
A bank holiday? Nope. Not me.
Because they just want that cheddar, baby.
So less than half an hour after stopping the train, the masked men made out with $2.6 million. Or pounds.
They said the masked men just started making out.
I thought, yeah. The masked men furiously
to celebrate.
Made out. Later, a guard patrolling the other 10 cars still stationary in Cheddington realized the gravity of the situation and called authorities.
There's a bunch of people here. They stole everything. They're making out.
Wait a minute. Everyone's dudes are kissing in that car.
That's a lot of sugar, baby.
Look at all the sugar they're giving each other.
It's just a night kissing a guy to top that. That's a lot of sugar.
Oh, man. So for the authorities at Scotland Yard, the Great Train Robbery seemed like a nearly impossible crime to solve. After all, the men had worn masks and very few witnesses were present. However, there was one clue as to where the thieves may have gone. According to the British Transport Police, upon leaving the train, one masked man told the postal workers in the second car not to call the police until 30 minutes after they'd left. These made authorities believe that the thieves likely had a local hideout. The hunt was on.
The fight is on.
Immediately following the Great Train Robbery, authorities began canvassing local neighborhoods, dredging up files on past offenders, and staking out several homes they deemed suspicious. But this seemingly led nowhere. Authorities started at square one, their first step being crime scene analysis. Given eyewitness testimony, authorities were confident that whoever planned this crime likely had an insider perspective of the mailing industry. After all, the men knew when the train would come, which car contained the sacks of cash, how little security there was on the train, and the right place to stop the train. While police worked on this theory, an important lead arose. Ooh. Days after the crime, a herdsman living roughly 20 miles from the scene telephoned the police after becoming suspicious of the nearby Letherslade farm. He'd seen men coming in and out of the home at bizarre hours following the robbery. Police responded to this tip the next day and found a goldmine of clues in the farmhouse. Even before they entered the home, authorities found 20 empty mail bags on the ground.
That's a lot of mail.
That's a lot of mail. The getaway vehicles involved in the crime sat covered in the yard. Inside the home, police found sleeping bags, food provisions, and games. While the robbers attempted to wipe their fingerprints from the home, police extracted several fingerprints from a game of Monopoly. And a ketchup bottle. Somebody goofed. With this new evidence, authorities slowly apprehended each robber one by one. The capture of thieves and prosecution for the Great Train Robbery. The first robber police apprehended for the Great Train Robbery was Roger Cordry, a florist from Bournemouth. His landlord tipped off the police after he had given her rent payment 3 months in advance. So Cordry kind of blew it.
Blew it. That's what really, you get for paying...
Dude,
being responsible tenant.
Do you think when they're playing Monopoly, they're like, "This is us now, baby"? Like,
pretty much.
They basically just the irony of gaining 2.6 million pounds and then losing it over Monopoly. That's a movie. That's a film
from the railroad.
So, after the police arrested Cordry, they used knowledge of his associates to capture 12 more robbers. Gordon Goody, Charlie Wilson, Roy James, John Daly, Brian Field, Leonard Field, John Weeder, Ronnie Biggs, Tommy Wisby, Jimmy Hussey, and William Dole.
Those names are so perfect.
Oh, and Bob Welch. So, yeah, these men faced trial for the Great Train Robbery in 1964, with all but 5 receiving sentences of 30 years in prison.
Wow, 5 got off?
Yeah, 5 guys. They started 5 guys, dude. Yeah, that's a lot. Well,
that is. I guess there's multiple charges probably, like sabotaging, assault.
I was gonna say they also knocked the dude out, and then
they cudgeled him, and then brought him back.
So these men faced trials for the Great Train Robbery in 1964. Blah, blah, blah. Interestingly, the court acquitted John Daly of the crime, citing insufficient evidence. These harsh sentences led to prison escapes from both Charles Wilson and Ronnie Biggs.
No way.
In Wilson's case, yeah. His associates helped him escape to Canada for a time before authorities located and extradited him back to England.
Oh, he got got.
He got got. Ronnie Biggs escaped prison in 1965 by scaling a wall and jumping into a furniture truck. He fled to France, then Australia, and finally Brazil. He managed to evade authorities until 2001. When
Wowzers.
in poor health and aware he would be arrested, he came back to England for medical treatment and was imprisoned once more.
At that point, it's kind of worth.
Yeah, for like you get like 40 years of like chilling with. Well, we don't know if he's still got the big bucks though.
Well, I mean, if you're like old and sick,
yeah,
and like you can't afford healthcare, prison's free healthcare. So it's
Stones,
like
you're 30, so like, what's being old and sick like?
Oh, it's tough. I'm thinking about Brazil. It's in the dream
Brazil,
journal.
Australia, and France are the 3 on my board, my vision board.
I don't know. Do you think all the money and smooching each other would be worth it?
For that amount of sugar, I'd do anything. Call me Simple Plan because I'd do anything, brother. I think that was Simple Plan.
I don't know.
I'd do anything.
Yeah, I still don't know what song we're talking about.
You don't know this song? Just to hold you in my arms, trying to make you laugh. Somehow I can't put. You don't know this?
Nope.
Hold on. Yes.
I know. I don't want to hurt my mind, become another casualty.
Yep.
I know about Casualties of Society.
No. I'm not.
Oh, producer.
All right, I'll be up in a couple minutes. Connor. Bye. All right.
Sounds like we had a producer call in.
Yes, I had a producer phone call request. Anywho.
We can not use British accent anymore.
Yeah, turns out just too much sugar for the English, so...
Too much sugar for that tea.
There so, to continue... Ronnie Biggs got imprisoned when he went back to England. However, authorities did not arrest the ringleader of the operation until 5 years after the crime. Police arrested Bruce Reynolds, and a court sentenced him to 10 years in prison.
What?
Authorities... I don't know. That doesn't make sense.
You got 10?
Yeah.
And 5 free?
Yeah. Dude, 10 and 5 free.
5 free ones. 10 you got to pay for.
Authorities still do not know the identities of some members of the gang, including the Postal Service informant. The conclusion of the Great Train Robbery of 1963 is a tragic one. Following the crime and incarcerations, several robbers went on to meet violent ends. Buster Edwards committed suicide in the 90s, Charles Wilson was shot to death by a hitman in Spain, and Brian Field died in a car crash with his wife and children.
Wow, so these dudes were well connected for...
Yeah.
Or like, people wanted these people dead for more than just train robbing, I assume.
Well, I imagine if you're like doing the biggest heist in history, you probably aren't like the most on the up and up individual to begin with.
No, but so that one mailman is making out like a bandit.
Yeah, that informant was like, ooh, child, I'm gonna start UPS.
Just one postal worker just like suddenly lives in a mansion.
Yeah, right. He's 3
like,
months rent ahead.
The pension's great.
So for victims Jack Mills and David Whitby, the robbers had also had lasting impacts. Mills never fully recovered from his injuries, suffering from headaches until his death in 1970. David Whitby, traumatized by the events, died from a heart attack in 1972 at the age of 34.
Ugh.
That's fucked.
That's real young.
That's real young.
That's Neil Young.
And that's Neil Young's real young.
To feel young.
Yeah. So, while the world's largest train robbery is a fascinating story of robbers coming together to pull off a highly organized heist, one must remember the lasting impact it had on the lives of those who experienced it.
One must remember they didn't pull it off.
And yeah, so that's the Great Train Robbery.
I like that one. No one planned, like, regarding driving the train.
Yeah, well, Scones, they planned it. It's just he was like, this one's too advanced. Like, you'd think they would have been.
I'm not this far in the book.
I'm on chapter 1. Trains go vroom. I'm not ready for this, like, all these contraptions.
I don't know why, but in heists, like, much more so than any other crime, for some reason, I root for the people pulling the heist.
Yeah, that is interesting. Murderers, I'm not like, yeah, murder. But something
heist?
about, well, I think it's just the idea of the heist.
But like someone stealing money through like Madoff style scheme. I'm like,
Well,
fuck
it's
that guy, but stealing money through a heist.
Well, I
I'm
think
like,
it's also
fuck yes.
also has to do with like the victims. Like with Bernie Madoff, it's just like moms and pops getting screwed over. With this, it's like a bank. Money?
Fuck that bank.
I guess maybe I don't fucking know. Maybe this is a bad comparison, but it is something about also like you love seeing a gang of friends come together.
Yeah, you love seeing a team come together.
Like, they got the demolition guy. They got the, you know what I mean? Like anytime you've got
the lookout guy, the lockpick.
Yeah, exactly.
The tech.
The attractive female to like coerce the like guard or whatever.
Yep.
We've seen movies.
The really like athletic, flexible guy.
Yeah, Mr. Fantastic.
Pretty much.
The
Thing.
Yeah, the Thing.
Human Torch.
Johnny. Yeah. There you go.
Susan Storm.
Yeah, they're involved in every single heist.
Yeah, heists are sick.
Heists are sick, dude. If there's one thing to take away from this episode, gang, heists are sick.
Heists are sick.
And
I know, like,
baby,
it's crime, but
there's
man,
a lot of sugar.
There wouldn't be enough, like, so many movies about them if they weren't like.
If it wasn't sick.
If it wasn't a compelling thing to do.
Exactly. So let us know if you guys have special talents for a heist and want to get together. We could set something up.
Yeah, we still need a pickpocket.
Yeah, we need a pickpocket. Scones, you could probably do the whole coercing of the guard.
Yep, you can do the computer hacking.
Exactly.
You could.
So we've got
put,
most
like,
of it.
The security cameras on the loop. That's a famous thing.
Yeah. I'll cut the frame somehow and like.
Yep.
I'll truncate the router and hack the IP into the mainframe.
Yep. And I'll wear a mustache and have an ID. Be like, I need to get in there. That man's having a heart attack.
The doctor was his mother. And so, yeah, if you've got a special thing, let us know by reaching out at MondayMorningMacabre.com, MMMacabrePod on Twitter, and Monday Morning Macabre on Instagram. And if you do, we'll give you a free bag of sugar on the house.
Free bag of sugar.
And aside from that, I love you so much.
Love you.
Bye.